Mobile game lost media is one of the most interesting forms of lost media. There are so many games that people played, watched others play, or just saw on the App Store in passing, only to later find out that the games were deleted and completely wiped out from the internet. The hunt to find these lost games through someone who had them previously installed is definitely difficult, but feels super satisfying when the games are finally found. Today, I'm covering some of the most interesting examples of mobile game lost media, so let's get into it. The Cheetos app of mass distraction was the first official Cheetos related app ever released. It released around 2011, although the exact date is unknown. During this time, it was a trend for fast food and snack companies to release apps to promote their products. The marketing behind this app followed the idea that this app would distract you, hence the name app of mass distraction, and that it would destroy your productivity and attention span. Yeah, I don't think any company would market their app like that today. There were multiple minigames on the app, and the app made use of the phone's speaker to allow you to control one of those minigames by blowing on it. In this minigame, your aim was to push a Cheeto as high as you could with your cheesy breath. This game was called Hover Cheese. The other game, called Thumble Rumble, was basically a thumb war type of game where as you beat your opponents, you would get harder and harder opponents to play against. There was also a supposed third game called Cheetapult that I can't really find any information about other than this description. Cheetapult knew, turn your smartphone into a game controller and launch Cheetos mix-ups into a YouTube video on your computer. This is some pretty state-of-the-art technology, so blaze your own cheesy trail and launch yourself and your family into a snack slinging frenzy. I think it's crazy that they marketed this app as lowering your attention span and people actually thought that this was a good idea and downloaded it. We're not talking about some obscure app here. This was an official Cheetos branded app, and at one point it was in the top 10 free apps on all of the App Store, even being above Vine at one point. Today, the app is nowhere to be found. Remnants of its advertising and marketing are found online, but the app itself is long gone. What I find interesting is that there are virtually no gameplay videos of this game online. It makes it seem like this game didn't really exist because outside the advertising, there's no discussion about this game, no reviews, no forum posts, nothing. This game was suggested by Rayman Adventures, so I want to thank them really quick because this seems like such an interesting game and I do hope it gets found. So let me know if you've heard of this game before.
Say, what would you give to enhance your distractibility?
$50,000!
Not even.
The results were staggering. In some demographics, productivity stopped completely.
I used to be a CFO. Then I found Hover Cheese. Now, I sell hammers.
Our next entry is a game based on something you've definitely heard of before. This is Talking Gummy Bar, based on the famous Talking Gummy Bear music video. After the music video's viral success, the company behind the song decided to capitalize on it and release a game. This was around 2012, and the most popular mobile apps at the time were the talking games, most notably Talking Tom. The character would repeat what you say to them in a high pitch, have certain animations depending on where you tap the screens, and there were buttons you could press that would play a snippet of the Gummy Bear song. There was also a kind of Guitar Hero type of game, but really dumbed down for kids. I'm sure people were really impressed by this app at the time since it looked just like the Gummy Bear in the music video. And today, looking up Talking Gummy Bar gives you two entries, one on Google Play Store and one on the Apple App Store. And while at first glance they might seem the same as the original from 2012, they are completely different. The best way to explain it would be that the Lost Gummy Bar game is like the original 2010 Talking Tom, while the currently available one is the My Talking Tom game. While they are similar, one is a completely remastered and rewritten game for newer devices. This is the game currently available, and you can probably note that it looks quite different and maybe even a little bit worse. That's because this game looks like it uses a 3D model to render the game in real time, while the old version was just a series of pre-rendered frames, which pretty much every talking game used, since at the time the devices didn't really have that much power to render the frames in real time. But now that they do, this kind of just looks worse. There are also minigames available very much like the new My Talking Tom games. To be honest, they're completely unrelated to anything Gummy Bear. A lot of them don't even feature the Gummy Bear in them. There's a basketball one, there's a mini golf one, and like they kind of just feel uninspired because they can be part of literally any other game. There's also a color matching one, which is honestly not too bad. It does feature the Gummy Bear faces on it, so I'll give that one a pass. But overall, it would be nice to actually just find the original game. Today, the original IPA file of the game remains lost with no real traces to find it, but a supposed APK file of the original 2012 version exists on the Internet Archive, posted by Jacob Iturbide in 2024. I'm not confident that this is the real version from 2012, but there is a chance that it could be, so let me know if you end up testing it out. And also let me know if you've ever played this game before in the comments. Just a quick little update, it turns out that the Talking Gummy Bar IPA file was actually found at some point in time, but it became lost media once again. At one point it was archived by a user named JC Talk Gaming, and you might have heard of this name before, since he was responsible for archiving a lot of lost games. But unfortunately, a few months ago, he decided to just delete his whole account and online presence. That basically leaves us with the game becoming lost media again. When you try to visit the Internet Archive link for the IPA file, you get the message that this item is no longer available. Items may be taken down for various reasons, including by decision of the uploader or due to violation of our terms of use. So yeah, it's kind of a bummer, but maybe someone had it downloaded at some point and can re-upload it to the archive for us. I don't know. Annoying Orange Splatter Up was an official game based on the Annoying Orange series. It was a slingshot style game where you would try and launch the character as far as you possibly could to earn a higher score. The game released in 2013 at the height of Annoying Orange's popularity. You could fling Annoying Orange, Pear, Apple, Marshmallow, and other characters, and they all played their own unique voice lines. And if you hit a kitchen utensil or appliance such as a blender, toaster, or even a loose electric cable, you would get more points. The launch mechanic reminds me of Angry Birds in the way you throw the characters, and the game has a mix of all of the elements that made Annoying Orange popular at the time. In 2019, an updated version of the app was released, and we know this because the Annoying Orange gaming channel made a video announcing it. This was likely a 64-bit version of the game since Apple was removing support for 32-bit apps at the time, and developers needed to update their games or risk getting them removed. This means that the game was up for at least 6 years between 2013 to 2019, but sometime after 2019, we don't really know when, the game was removed from the App Store with no warning or reason. This game is considered partially lost because there exist APK files that people claim are the fully working game, but it looks like they do need an internet connection to connect to the servers, which is not possible anymore. I have yet to test the APK version of the game myself, but as far as we know, the Apple IPA file for the game is completely gone. There is one person on the Internet Archive who uploaded an IPA claiming it was the game, but that file just does not work. So that means that only the Android version is partially found. This game would be pretty cool to find since it's the first ever game played on the Annoying Orange YouTube channel, and it just looks like a fun game overall. So let me know if you've played Annoying Orange Splatter Up. Anyways, tell me in the comments down below what you thought about these lost games. The games I mentioned in this video were definitely not obscure by any means, so I'm honestly quite shocked that they're lost. But this means that they're more likely to have been played by one of you guys, which should hopefully increase the chances of them being found. Let me know what lost games you'd like me to cover in the next video, and a like and sub would be truly appreciated. See ya!